Hi, I'm Steve Christian, one half of the Paranormal Power Couple, teamed together with Pamela Theresa, Medium in the Raw. And today I'm going to tell you about the time the spirit world was dropping some dimes. Back in October of 2012, Pamela Theresa and I had been working together for a couple of months. She had been helping me open up my spiritual gifts. Jedi training is what I called it. So on this particular October evening of 2012, Pamela Theresa was giving me a hug goodbye because we had been doing Jedi training and it was time to say goodnight. She had her arms wrapped around me and we were giving each other a nice embrace, and I felt a tap on her hands on my lower back. She had her arms wrapped around my waist with her hands clasped behind my back. But while we were hugging, I felt a tap on her hand. I didn't say anything about it, neither did she. About an hour later, I got a phone call from Pamela and she was crying. She told me that her mother had called her from out west and informed her that her younger brother had tragically and suddenly passed. Pamela informed me that she saw him as she was hugging me goodnight, but she didn't know that it was him. She thought it was an earthbound spirit that just looked like him, because she wasn't expecting to see her brother in the spirit world. But as we were hugging goodnight, he did tap her on the hand. She told me that, which validated what I felt when she was giving me the hug. Fast forward about a week later, after she returned from back west from her brother's memorial service, she told me that she had been finding dimes, a lot of dimes. As you may know, the spirit world often will leave coins or as tokens as a way of communication from the spirit world. For example, Pamela's great-grandfather, Grandpa Lee, would leave her pennies. And it's relevant to her because while he was alive, he would give her mason jars full of pennies when she was a child. So there's a relevance between her and him and pennies. So he leaves her pennies as a sign that, hey, I'm here. In fact, he'll point out to her where pennies will be found. Because Pamela has real-time communication with the spirit world, she sees them and hears them just like you see and hear me. Her grandpa will show up and say, hey, there's a penny right over there. Put it there just for you. Lo and behold, she walks over there and there's a penny. But her brother Patrick was leaving dimes. Now, she didn't understand the significance of why dimes. She just figured because Grandpa Lee was the man of pennies that her brother would be the man of dimes. Then one night we're laying in my bed, just looking at the ceiling, talking, having a conversation, and it occurred to her the reason why Patrick was leaving her dimes. Because he died in the month of October, the 10th month. So he was using that as a communication with her to leave her dimes. And as we're laying in the bed, staring at the ceiling, having a conversation, right in front of my eyes, a dime materialized about 6 inches from the ceiling and fell on the bed on my lap. While I was looking right at it, a dime materialized out of thin air and fell on me while I'm laying in the bed, right next to Pamela, as we were discussing her brother leaving her dimes and why dimes were important. Coincidence? I don't think so. When's the last time you saw a dime materialize out of thin air and fall on you? Not too often, I bet. So that's the story of how the spirit world dropped some dimes. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe. And if you'd like to have a session with Pamela Theresa, go to PamelaTheresa.com. And tune in next time for more My Haunted Medium Life.